Yeah, the cat armor is it looks like it looks pretty badass actually.
Oh, let's get adjusted, you guys.
Like I promise you, it looks badass. Hold on a second. Let me see if I can take a picture of it right now. I don't know if you got it. Ah. Hey, you might be laughing, but I think it's pretty cool.
Hello, cosplayers, and welcome to Dish Press Cosplay. I'm your host, Robert Osai. Woohoo, guys! You're watching out there in the world.
Dude, I still think it's pretty funny, but you can always make it bigger or shrink it. So, yeah,
Let me make sure I
it
get
could
to the right
happen.
channel, guys. Today, we're going to be talking about movables and electronics.
Mhm.
So, we're going to be talking about stepper motors, some 3D printed parts, fans, and things to power said stuff with. One of the biggest things people ask is, I want to be able to make cool things that move. I want to be able to have fun while doing it. But the biggest thing is I don't want to compromise visibility. Here's some other cool 3D printed mobile parts there. These gears actually come turn. You can see here, guys. A 3D printer might not be accessible to you at the moment, but there's a lot of companies that will 3D print something for you at a prorated cost. XYZ Make, I believe, does that. I know that some stores will offer, if you design something online, they'll print it to you and ship it to you. So there's that going for you if you do not have access to a 3D printer. I don't know how much most places charge, but Tinkercad, that's tinkercad.com. They allow you to play around with 3D printed software, 3D printing software, guys, for a very reasonable free 99. And you can upload it to things like Selv or another software company, and they'll be able to print stuff for you. These things here are fans. You can find them in CPUs. This one has a heatsink attached to it. This is a very large fan there that is powered, that can be powered. You can pull those out of CPUs, computers. You can pull them out of various parts of electronics. Sometimes a lot of these things can be found in thrift store finds, so you won't have to spend a lot of money. But if you want brand new, then people like Adafruit, that is Ada, that's an A there, guys. Adafruit does stuff like that. They sell little kits. They are a bit pricey, but you can always find what you're looking for on Adafruit and then go to eBay. Or if eBay is too pricey for you because maybe you live in another part of the world, then there's other websites like eBay or Wish.com sometimes has some cool stuff. One thing that I suggest when you're going to be making movable electronics, guys, here's stepper motors here. And they come in various sizes, from the large one there to the small ones. These are more for concealing. So when you're making a costume, the biggest thing is you want to conceal and hide, so CH your parts maybe. Some costumes do allow you to say show yourself. So maybe you want to show your gears and show what you've done, and that's fine. But some costumes require secrecy of I can't show that this part's here, so I don't want to hide it away. This is a good small piece for that, and it comes with attachments. Adafruit sells these. So does eBay. They're like small stepper motors. It's got the part here. It is a micro servo, SG90. That's SG90, guys. If you ever need anything like that. One of the big things is when you're working with electronics, you want to get one of these. It's called a multimeter. So that's going to tell you whether your voltage is right. It's got voltage, the amps, milliamps. You can measure things that way and go through and figure out how your project's being powered and whatnot. Um, Another thing is, to get all this going, you're going to need Arduinos, guys. Yes, Arduinos are your best friend in the world here, because sometimes you can get things going without Arduinos, but you're going to need Arduinos to say you've plugged in your code and you've got your Arduino to say that when I do this, the fan turns on so that I'm not burning up in my costume, or it makes my fabric move so that I have Charizard's tail moving. You're going to need things like that. So when you're playing around with the Arduinos, you're going to have to learn code, guys, and code is pretty scary. Yes, I will admit that, but it isn't the end of the world. You can learn how to code. One of the big things with coding is taking your time and double checking yourself. When you code with Arduinos, the good thing is you can check your code that way. It'll tell you if there's any errors, but it won't tell you exactly what the error is because it doesn't know what you're trying to write. When you're getting a multimeter, guys, one of these here, for example, this one, this big bad guy here, it's got a thing on here. I'll pull it up. It's got various little readings on it. So the V stands for voltage, the A stands for amps, the 20 A is for 20 amps, the M is for milliamps. So you can turn her on here, and when you touch something, like if I touch the table here, it's gonna read off some things. But you can turn it to different settings to get your costume to be where, hey man, if you're trying to make sure that it's powering, it's supposed to be powering at 5 volts and it's not reading 5 volts, there's something wrong and you've got to double check your work. It is a lifesaver so you don't fry your project, because I've seen far too many people work on costumes and they fried their costume because they didn't double check themselves. Along with this, getting your things powered is very easy. It's a few plug and play wires, and you're going to need, again, you're going to need lipos. Lipos are your friend, but be careful with lipos. They can be dangerous if you don't know what you're doing. So with lipos, they are going to need a voltage converter. You can buy those off eBay, or you can make one. There's instructions on Indestructibles on how to make one. If you're not sure, I can go over that sometime with you guys and talk about that, on how to make one of those so that you don't fry your projects and whatnot. If you have any questions, hit up the stream and I will answer your questions about movables. So let's have at it. Hi, Trey.
That is a spiel.
Yes, we're live streaming.
Wait, right now?
Yep.
Wait, I'm streaming?
They don't see you, but they hear you.
They can hear me?
They can hear you.
Who's they?
People all over the world, they watch my live stream.
Is this like...
It's called Just For Us Cosplay. It's RMM's new segment to get. Subscribe, by the way, guys. If you haven't subscribed to our channel, subscribe, because if we get 100 subscribers, we get to change our YouTube channel from YouTube channel UCTQQDM935
boring
to Red Mountain Makers. So if you don't want us to be boring and you want us to be spectacularly awesome, hit that subscribe button, guys. As now on Tuesdays, we will be uploading 5-minute videos on how to do fun things.
Wait, can I just get something straight? Are people listening to me speak right now?
Yes.
How many are there? How many people am I talking to?
Maybe 7 or 8.
Are you kidding me? This is embarrassing.
No, I'm not kidding.
Shut up now. Maybe I'll stop. I'll stop talking. You see, we're being listened to. Everything we do. Does that make you nervous? I don't think I can stop talking. I'm not going to be able to stop. What do I do? How do I stop? I gotta stop saying things. I don't know anything. Is anybody watching this?
I do have people watching.
People?
Yes.
Human people?
Human people.
Not dolphin or robotic people?
No, human people.
I do have people watching. Yes. Human people.
Not dolphin or robotic people?
Yes.
Is that a paradox? Just repeating loops. Okay, I'll stop.
So you're explaining everything? We're already done with it.
I have done everything. I'm waiting for people to ask questions. They're asking. Some people are writing stuff, so I'm gonna see what they have to say.
Did you show them what this is?
I didn't show them what that is.
It's,
Light.
yeah, simple.
So this, guys, is a very simple. Is this like cell batteries?
Yes.
Wait, can I see it?
No, I'm asking what it is before I show them. So these are cell batteries, and when you push the little button there, well, let me make sure.
Did it freeze?
No, I'm.
Just delay there.
Oh, yeah, it's still right there. When you push the button, they light up, and it's fairly simple and easy to do, guys. Let's push the button, and you don't even need an Arduino for this one, so you don't have to worry about any lick of coding because.
And if they want to learn anything about their phone charging or anything USB related, tell them to get a charge doctor. And it just shows them the voltage.
Show the punchers.
So this is what you call a charge doctor, and if you're looking at learning about charging things, learning what amps it gives off, stuff like that, this little thing's your friend. By the way, if you're going to learn about something right now, I'll tell you, charging your phone off topic with a longer cord is going to give you less voltage to your phone than it is a shorter cord. So the shorter the cord, the better. Just remember that. The shorter, the better.
Which route?
USB.
That's where the,
You have to charge the cell phone.
oh,
Do you have any sound?
I don't have an iPhone, so
Right, doesn't matter. You have the USB plug that goes to charge your phone.
I don't.
Interesting. You show them how the charge doctor works?
I do not, because I don't have anything to show them.
So you have a plug here, right?
Mhm.
And
Oh, crime thing. Jeez.
perfect, thank you, sir.
I bought several a while back.
So we're still live casting?
Yep.
Okay.
Still alive, humans
So
from Birmingham, Alabama, the
So you
Magic City.
you get a cell phone, right? And you're gonna charge it, and you just need a cord to charge it. That's pretty much it. So if you use a charge doctor, you can see this plugs in here, of course, obviously. You can see where it says in and out. Well, let's do the way around.
Technical difficulty, folks.
Yeah.
Penis in his butt.
Here. Plug that in.
Terrorist.
Just gonna move this real quick. Keys are in the way. Let me see if it works first.
This can go right away. Unfortunately.
Okay, so I'm plugging it up. If I can get this to plug up first. There we go. I don't know if you're able to see that on the stream.
No. No, I'll do this. Okay, now I can see it. Let's turn it in.
What do you see on there?
518U. 0.678A.
Are you pointing up or down?
No, I can see. It says 519U.
You mean V, as in voltage.
Yes, but it looks like a U.
And that 0
Well,
point,
it is for 0.67 amps.
yes. So you can see how it's charging. And
Because you
that,
have a long cable.
well, you know how some devices charge at a higher voltage, like
Yes.
7 volts, and this would be a good indicator to show if you're using 7 volts or 5 volts and how to differentiate between those two. When it's a fast charger or a slow charger, if your cord is data only or if it's power only, or if it does data or just power. So you might want to, it's always fun to know those things. help you in the long run.
How much do these cost?
I know that you can purchase it, eBay or Amazon, any other place. I think I got it from Adafruit, and let me see how much is. It's $7.50. USB charger, doctor, inline voltage, and current meter. It's still a pretty good toy. Play around with. It's not too big. And what I did discover on my phone, it charges a lot faster when you put it in ultra power saving mode versus when you're just using it or when it's off. Go figure. That works.
Because ultra saving power mode, it's like the completely black screen.
Yes, it gives you the gray screen, or and takes off Bluetooth, wireless, GPS, all the
Well, it'll
extra
stay
stuff.
like at 1% for like 5 hours.
Right.
Yeah.
So, and it charges a lot faster that way. Any questions of any of the viewers or watching?
Not yet. My friend was asking one. Then he said, "Never mind, you answered it."
Oh, my bad. You
Yeah.
can still ask it.
I told him to ask. I was like, "Ask away. I'm answering to answer any questions for the evening."
Okay, fine. If they're not going to ask any questions, I'll just throw this and see if they start asking questions about it. Can they see that?
That is pretty neato. Can I change the color on it?
Sure, why not?
Wow, it's got like a double reflection there.
Double reflection.
Yes, turn out the lights, and if you come look at the screen here, it shows like a double reflection. So like I could totally use that to make an arc reactor for like Tony Stark.
You can? And it's portable.
And it's tiny, so it's concealable.
Small little LiPo battery. And how about that? Okay. Nice for costing.
Oh.
Wait, did I throw away IRS stuff?
Yeah.
Well,
that's not good.
they were in with a bunch of junk.
Yeah. Where was the junk?
In the print lab on the floor in a box.
Oh,
So we need to hang on to those, yes.
yeah.
But they were in a box on the floor.
I'll put them in the file cabinet.
Please do, so that we don't.
Now, do you have any questions of it?
Let's see.
And if anybody wants to ask how to charge this LiPo battery, they actually have this. You can just plug this in. This is a USB plug. You plug in. Like if you wanted to grab this charger, and you just plug it in, and that would immediately start charging it. But you need to have this plugged in here.
How long does that battery last?
So it depends on, what's the draw. This is 150 milliamp hours, 3.7 volts. If you have it fully charged up, so it'll be 4.2 volts. And however long this thing, I forget how long this thing it lasted, but it lasted probably 2 hours or 1 hour, I can't remember. And if you need to,
How much is that,
pricing wise,
pricing wise?
the battery, the LiPo, the charger, or the well, this could be pretty much anything. It could even be your laptop.
So someone said, for example, like if I was to buy that battery, but I wanted to wear that as the arc reactor all day, and say the con lasts you're going to be in your costume for a good 6 to 7 hours.
Sure.
How many of those would they need to buy to make that
7
last?
hours on the.
On 7, they're going to wear this
Right.
7 hours on, and it's just going to be.
You would need to buy a couple of bottles of water, so you don't dehydrate. But to keep that running, I would just buy. They do sell bigger ones.
Yes, but for example, so they've got their shirt on, You know, their black Tony Stark shirt.
Right,
And they're running around and they look like Tony Stark.
sure.
And they're just being a womanizing prick throughout the convention like Tony Stark. And
Sure.
they've got their fake booze bottle because they're, you know, Tony Stark, but it's full of water because it's a root beer thing. And they're pretending to be Tony Stark. And they're saying, "Hey, did you know I'm Iron Man? How long would it last?"
Like I said, when I was using it, like when I had it turned on, I think it lasted 1 or 2 hours. But that's the smallest one they have.
So it's $6.95 with a USB.
Well,
Does it come with a USB?
this one is the one that Adafruit has. That's where I got them from. That's where you can get it any other place. But let me look it up real quick for you. If you're looking just for the batteries,
In case you didn't know, guys, I will write that website down for you. Down here.
so that's 150. You can buy the 2 amp hour 3.7 lithium ion battery for $12.50. They have it at the website, and that would last a whole lot more. That's only 150 milliamps that's on there, and you can buy something a lot bigger than that. You know, more than 10 times it's. It would last a whole lot. So it's just one of those, and it's only $12. You know. If that answers your question.
Because that does.
And they have different sizes. That's like the smallest one. It has a 150. They sell you in a slightly bigger one. There's 500 milliamp hours. There's one they have for 2,500 or 2.5 amp hours, and so forth. It's just depending what you want to do. And you don't have to depend on just those. They have different types of batteries. You can even have the connector. You can even have for AAA's or AA's.
So are these? So if they're going to use, like, for example, this, right? And they're going to make, say, for example, they're going to make a steampunk arm, right, with gears. And they want the gears to move.
Sure.
And they want this to power the gears. So that when they take a 3D printed gear, such as, example, this one.
The Nautilus gear.
Yeah,
Okay.
they take one of these, or just a gear in general, but they take, for example, this one, and they power it. Will that battery power this?
Sure. I mean, if it should, but depending on the application, you need to know.
Because essentially, they want a full-on arm that they wear, and even if they move their hand left or right, it looks like that maybe their arm is made of gears because they've gotten.
I see what you're saying.
Yes.
Right.
And so they want the gears to turn so that not as if they move it turns, but they want to be like standing there for poses and the gears turn. Like they're constantly being.
That's actually not a bad idea. So you're talking about a couple of gears attached to that motor, like an arm,
and then they turn all the other gears. So you 3D print the gears.
You 3D print one of these gears, and one gear moves the other gear, and then moves the other gear, and the other gear, and the other gear, and the other gear. But
Yes.
It's all being done by just one motor.
Yes.
That's a good idea, but how much? We need to know how much this, because I'm pretty sure it's not only going to be running this. You're probably going to be using an Arduino with it too, right?
They would have to code that to turn on.
Right.
And turn off. And that's what I'm covering next week is coding and how it is your friend.
It just depends. You need to power the Arduino, you need to power the motor, and I'm pretty sure you're going to connect to other stuff. So you have to take all of that into account. So I can't tell you exactly. You need to, grab all the numbers and crunch it together. And that's just, theoretical. Then you have to put it in practice. No more questions?
No, we answered all of the ones that were asked, which was how does this get powered? And I figured it would be but you can use a larger LiPo, but don't stab them, or make sure you keep them very well guarded. And those are not as concealable as the.
Yeah, do not stab them. That's a no-no.
Well, the larger ones are not concealable. They can be, but they're harder. So if you're going to use larger batteries, I would suggest buying a backpack. That's what I wore with my costume, was a black backpack, because I wore a black tuxedo suit and jeans and black shoes because I went as Daft Punk with a CRT helmet on. The number one thing is if you're going to be wearing a lot of electronics that are heavy and they do cover your face, get a fan, guys. Please get a fan. If it's moving gears and parts, it's going to be heavy on you. Make sure that you have something to balance yourself out with so that it's not putting all the weight on one part of your body, because I discovered over the course of the weekend that as I'm wearing this, after a while, it gets heavy, and I'm having to take more stops and more breaks. And as many people want pictures as they are demanding, it's becoming increasingly painful me stand there and turn on my smiley face and endure the agony of the helmet on my head as it's weighing down on the rest of my body. So make sure that you plan ahead. Take the proper care of yourself, and always take time to implement safety measures into your costume and bring the proper equipment and access chargers. That's why it's good to have a backpack, because I carried all my chargers and everything I needed to in case my costume went to hell. It was all in my bag. And I would suggest getting a lock too to put on your bag, like a mini lock, because if you go to places like Dragon Con, there's thousands of people, and with thousands of people, you might run and bump into somebody, and they might accidentally open your bag, and while bumping in, if your zipper's loose, and outspill all your stuff, and you will keep on walking, and you might end up in the Marriott or some other place, or some other convention, and you've lost all your stuff because it's spilled out everywhere, and you've got to retrace your steps, and that's not fun. So I would suggest, if you're going to wear any movable parts that require electronics, it's good to conceal them in a jacket pocket, pants pockets, backpack. You can conceal any of this stuff in smaller little places. You can even stitch in a little bag in your if you're wearing a dress, you can cut a little slit and stitch a pocket in on the underside there. If you're not sure how to do any of that, I don't do sewing, guys. Me and sewing are frenemies, so we get along okay, but not the best of friends. I can ask somebody and they can do a tutorial on that on our Tuesday night videos. But I just do electronics because I have become increasingly better at it than I realized. So ask some more questions. I'll be here till 7:30. And then I'm going to go build the rest of my 3D printer. And I will be showing that off next week, guys, on what all cool, fun things it can do. And if you guys watch the stream, subscribe, and you're a lucky winner, then RMM will be sending out, which is me, by the way, Representative RMM here, because I will be sending you guys a free 3D printed item. All you have to do is drop us a subscribe, like our Facebook page, and make a small donation if you can. If you can't, share our page with some other place and share something cool that you like about us, and you'll be entered in to win a contest for one 3D printed item at random of what it is. I don't know yet. So I'll be here till 7:30 answering your questions. Ask away. Oh, and comment on our videos so we can know how to improve on our videos. Things you want to see, things you would like to ask. Ask away, things maybe you don't know why we do things or why this is done. Ask it. And in our next video or live stream, we will go over said subject of why this is done this way, because there are reasons certain things are done this way, such as soldering a certain way or tinning your wires a certain way, doing certain things for electronics a certain way so that you don't blow yourself up or fry that $300 electronic system you just added into your costume and you spent months on that and you fried it. Well, you're out $300, and now you've got to make it again, and the con's in 2 weeks, and you are out $300. That sucks. I've seen people do that, and I feel bad for them, but they should always double check themselves, check their wiring, use a multimeter, double check everything, and have a good time with themselves while doing it. And also have somebody else double check their work. If they don't have anybody, you can always shoot us a line, or they can shoot us a line and say, hey, does this look right to you? And I will do my best and my hardest to look at their photos. They can always drop me a line on YouTube here and send me a video somewhere, or they can ask for my Skype and say, hey, I want to try to get this going, and send me pictures, and we can try to live feed them some help or assistance. So guys, it looks like we've got a minute left before I close up shop at the end. Thanks for watching. Subscribe to our channel, hit our Facebook page, Red Mountain Makers. We have an Instagram at Red Mountain Makers. You can shoot us a line there too. And have a good night.